There's a second person using my computer right now, moving my cursor, typing in my apps, and filling in my spreadsheets. I plugged them in myself, and I'm still the one who decides what they're allowed to touch. First, I thought it's a chat box in a nicer jacket, but I was wrong in a way that I did not see coming. AI got unbelievably smart, and I'm still sitting here doing tasks where I'm literally thinking an LLM could do this in seconds, probably better than I would. So why am I spending my afternoon on it instead of spending a couple of euros in tokens? This is the first thing I've seen that tries to fix that, instead of just being another smarter AI chat. It's small, 450 grams, and there's a little touchscreen on the front, a physical key on the top, and remember that key, it matters later. And on the back there's HDMI in, USB out, and power delivery in. That's the whole setup. Okay, so what is this thing, really? The simplest way I can put this, it's a second user for my computer. A little robot whose entire job is to sit there and use the machine I already own. The HDMI cable lets it see my screen. The USB gives it my keyboard and mouse. It runs on its own processor, so it isn't borrowing anything from my computer. And instead of waiting for a prompt, it works out what I'm probably trying to do and prepares the next steps before I ask. Then it stops. Nothing happens until I press that key. With every other AI, you start by writing a prompt. This one starts by just reading your screen, reading what you're looking at. So my big goal was to automate all my repetitive tasks, the one you probably have too, and see if it could actually take them off my plate. Before any of that works, it has to actually reach my tools, my Gmail, my Notion, etc. And this is usually the part some people already check out. Connectors, API keys, the stuff that makes normal people quit. Except I basically didn't do it. I told it to connect my Gmail, and it opened up a browser and just did it. It clicked the buttons, filled the fields, walked through the whole setup on its own. You really need zero experience for this. The only moment it stopped was the one part that should stop. My password, my API keys, and the secrets. For those it asked permission, everything else it handled. Same story with Notion. It connected everything itself, from start to finish. And here's a trick that worked scary well. My Notion is a mess, only I understand. So I asked Claude, which I've been using for months, to write me a full prompt explaining how my Notion is actually structured, my CRM, my columns, the whole logic. I handled that one paragraph to Violoop, and suddenly it got my system. Before we are going to do the first test, you have to go to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using daily or weekly, and just tell it to write a full prompt for your AI agent to know everything about you. So it should include all information about what you do, who you are, and what your current projects are, for example. And this full prompt that Claude, for example, gives you, you just put it in Violoop, and Violoop will build the memory around it, the big brain. And this is a really interesting part about Violoop because it continues to learn and builds this beautiful net of everything it knows about you. And you have a great overview. You can also delete different steps or different memories, which is great, but it just keeps growing and learning by reading your screen. One thing I wanted to automate was, whenever I read an email, Violoop should understand the context and update my Notion database. But Violoop was pretty honest about its capabilities, and it said, hey, automations can only be done with automated tasks. So every 2 minutes, every 1 hour, but I wanted it to be live. And this is where I understood one thing. The memory is the core thing about Violoop, because Violoop now put it into its memory. Hey, when the user reads an email, check if you could update the Notion database. And now it still works. It's automated. Whenever I read an email about a collaboration, Violoop comes up and says, hey, this is about a collaboration. Should I update the Notion database? And this made me realize I can just do anything I could imagine with this agent. And what I did next was I told Violoop, hey, memorize. Whenever I'm in YouTube Studio and uploading a video or editing a video, offer me to generate title and description options. And it worked. I opened up YouTube Studio to try it. I edited a video, and like 5 seconds later, there was this pop-up. Hey, you're in YouTube Studio. Should I help you? And I was like, yes, go for it. And I was just sitting there with the same feeling that I had when I used ChatGPT for the first time. The biggest difference between Violoop and Claude is that Violoop can proactively watch your screen 24/7 and help you out. Claude doesn't work 24/7. It's based on prompts that will run for 1 minute, 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, but Violoop is the agent that's here for you all the time. Here's a funny example. At one point, Violoop recognized, okay, I'm the owner of Create Beyond, which is an e-learning community. And then whenever I visited other e-learning communities, it offered me to run a comparison. Hey, let's compare your business to this business. And when I said, okay, let's do it, it really built a whole table comparing the pricing, all the content and everything. Even when I just was on the Story Hero Academy of my friend Nicholas, it just popped up, the Violoop notification. So running this for your business can be so helpful in many ways. Another cool example was when I was shopping for some accessories. I was on a website and Violoop just said, hey, okay, you're shopping for this product. Should I compare this product to some other products? And I was like, yes, that could actually save me money, find me better options, and deliver the best result, the best product for my needs, because you know everything about me, right? I just started the upload of a YouTube video, and now let's imagine I wanted to go grocery shopping. How good can I control the upload and continue the upload via just my phone? So I create a new chat and just say, check the status of my YouTube upload. It's currently analyzing my screen, automatically switching to the upload tab in Google Chrome, but it will work in Safari as well. So it says upload processing is finished, and now he wants to click the continue button to actually continue uploading the video. Let's just try if this actually works. But I would like him to improve the video tags and then click continue. Let's see if that works. This is dangerous. Imagine you go grocery shopping and you still can continue to work and you're a workaholic. You won't stop working anywhere. Oh, it asks me for permission to probably change the text. Let's click allow. We have to use fingerprint, that's smart. And down in the bottom menu, you can choose your device and actually look at the full screen. Look at this. Damn. Oh, it worked. It took like 3 or 4 minutes, but the tags are inserted. It also automatically removed the alt tags, which were there just as a default, and clicked on continue now. So I'm excited that it actually works. And this is where I tried Violoop on my Android phone as well. I just said in normal words, email me when this upload is done. No questions, just send me an email. Then I walked away and it just sat there watching. It runs on its own processor, not my computer, so my laptop can be doing nothing and Violoop is still paying attention beside it. And then the email came in, upload finished, sent through the same Gmail account it had connected for itself an hour earlier. Now here's the part that actually flipped me, because everything I just showed you, an AI moving my cursor, sending my emails, touching my files, that should terrify me, right? With software, just software, it would. Violoop gives you this insurance by having this one physical step that you have to do if there's something that's risky or that impacts you. Now, if you're anything like me, there's a question sitting in the back of your head this whole video. I already pay for Claude. I use it every single day, so what does a box give me that a chat window doesn't? And I'll start with a point where Claude actually wins. Claude runs on my subscription. It's a flat fee that I use all day. Violoop runs on API tokens, and tokens add up. It keeps the routine stuff local to soften that, but you actually need an API token for Claude or ChatGPT to get the full potential of Violoop. But that's the thing, the chat part is basically pretty similar to Claude. Still, much smarter in my opinion, because it learns everything about you by reading your screen constantly. But the difference mainly is what happens after the chat. Claude waits for me to come to it. It can't sit there watching how I work and offer something before I ask. Violoop can do things and access things that Claude doesn't want to, that Claude doesn't feel confident to do. But Violoop does it from start to finish. And the strange part is it didn't feel reckless, because it stopped at every step that mattered and waited for my approval. And in the end, that's the trade. You get more capability, more reach into your actual computer, but a hard physical wall in front of anything consequential. Right now, Violoop is in pre-launch, so this is one of the very first units. And while it works pretty well, there's one thing you have to keep in mind. My unit is pretty loud. You can hear the fans as soon as it works. And if you have it in front of you, which you normally do, you can just hear it. But they know about it, and in the Discord you can already see the plans of what they are preparing for the future. So the unit that you will get and that you can pre-order via the link below will definitely have a better cooling system, which also is way more quiet. Now, is Violoop the right device for you? For personal use, it can get expensive pretty fast if you use lots of tokens, if you use it all day long. The good thing is you can set a daily limit, a daily cap. But once you reach it, the Violoop basically isn't usable for the rest of the day. So you probably have to set it to something around like $15 to $25 a day. And this can add up for personal use. But if you're a freelancer or you use it for business or your work even pays for it, then it can be insanely helpful. It can do the repetitive tasks that you do every day or every week for you and save you so much time. A research where users of the Violoop have been interviewed by Violoop, but still shows that some people save up to 2 hours per workday. And this can add up to 10 hours per week, which saves you a whole day per week. And while this device still is pretty new, I didn't expect to say that this is something that feels very different from the AI that I currently used. It doesn't wait for you to prompt, it just works together with you instead of waiting for you to come and explain something. And honestly, weeks in, the thing that stuck with me wasn't any demo I set up for this video, it was all the times that it showed up. On the boring, repetitive stuff that I didn't even think to ask it to do, it was already there, ready, waiting on my approval. And if you now took it away from me, that's the part that I would actually miss. Now, this is what the very first Violoop version did. And seeing this, I'm super excited for what's coming next. Let me know your opinion about it in the comments. And if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe so we see each other in the next one. Happy creating.